All right, guys, we're back on another episode of In the Wild. It's like a smooth 70 degrees out here, but man, it feels like we're in the devil's armpit. It's so goddamn humid out here. And today, all the way from Texas, we found Nita's Kitchen out here hanging out with us.
What's going on, guys?
So we figured we'd do one of these In the Wild podcasts and get to know how you guys got into the mud scene and what made you guys start a food truck. And if you didn't know, best tacos, quesadillas, you see them at the mud park, pull up. Definitely worth it. You got to try it out.
Can't knock it till you try it. Oh man, where do I start?
Usually you start at the beginning.
Oh man, so getting into the mud scene, that roughly goes back about what, 10 years, about 10, maybe 15 years. That originally started getting into the mud scene. We got out there with my cousin Kevin Bird. Everybody knows him, Kevin Eagle Tunes. You know, he had a shop in Conroe, Texas. That's where we're from, Conroe, Texas. And that's where I kind of got involved into the mud scene, helping him around the shop. That's what really brought me into getting into the, bikes and all that. Before that, I really didn't know much about the mud scene, to be honest. So you could kind of say he popped my cherry on that. A little time further down the road, Nita's Kitchen actually got started. We had a neighbor, but more like a family member, really. He was fighting for cancer. He was on cancer. He had cancer. He was fighting for about 7-8 years. And man, this man, I'm telling you, best freaking anything this man cooked up was the business. Like, no doubt, barbecue, just everything. And so the whole idea of getting into a food trailer was pretty much his. Then freaking COVID hit, and it was downhill from there. Rest in peace, Unc. And the wife wanted to continue because we were already in the process of wanting a food trailer, getting into a food trailer at that point. And we've been at it, what now, 5 years, 5-6 years now, and it's been pretty good. It's been a big learning experience for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it takes a lot of preparation getting ready for, like, because you all did Mud Nationals. I'm sure you guys did the Bounty Course. What does it take to prepare for something of that size? Because you're cooking for what, 6 days, right?
Yeah.
Monday through Monday, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah. We usually don't roll out until about the last person leaves the park on a Sunday. Man, it's very time consuming. Something for like mud nats, we're usually prepping a week and a half in advance.
God dang.
Everything from fresh vegetables for the tacos to marinating all the meats, just getting everything right.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not an easy task. You can't just pull up and, God damn, will you turn that Honda down? Honda riders. So how long does it, like, what is the process of preparing? Like, yeah, it takes a week and a half, but like, do you guys have a system that works out, or do you just wing it, shoot from the hip? Or do you know, like, have you done enough of these events now where it's just routine?
Man, honestly, there's a lot of factors that go into play. It's just, we have to put our orders in advance. It's not, a lot of our ingredients and stuff that we use is just not off your neighborhood Walmart shelf, So lining up with shipments of stuff that we need for our recipes to just getting everything that we need is, sometimes it gets hectic. Sometimes stuff don't come in on time like it's supposed to. You never can be too prepared, not when you're doing everything fresh like that.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that continue to drive you guys to do the mud park stuff? And have you ever thought about doing this full time?
the love that we get back from the mud community. I mean, you've been there, you've seen it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, from the time our window opens to the time our window closes, we keep that long line of people that love our food.
Yeah, you guys bring a different flavor to it too, because every time that I've seen you guys serving food, you guys have you know, a speaker outside, you have a canopy, you have tables, you have the whole setup from start to finish. It's an experience, I feel like. And even though it's just a food truck at an off-road park, you know, you see other folks that just have a window, you take your food and split. Yeah, you guys have a place to hang out, eat your food while it's hot, and without, you know, traveling through the dust.
Right. Because
it seems like no matter where you go, you can't escape the dust.
For sure. I mean, I don't know. Mudnats this year was pretty good. Got that.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, got
Friday
that
was
rain.
Killer.
Killed everything out, so that made it perfect for the weekend. You know, a lot of that, honestly, I think so. Like our first year that we went to Mudnats, we're like, man, what can we do to make the experience? Because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what the mud community is. We're a big family. So, you know, you kind of take into thought and consideration, you know, what would we like if we went to somebody else's place?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's where my wife came up with, hey, let's do the canopy. Hey, let's do the tables, chairs. Let's do this. Let's do that. You know, make everybody comfortable, give them a place to sit. And, you know, and that, in fact, alone I feel like, has brought up ourselves and stuff, because, you know, people know that they feel right at home with us. Yeah. When you come up to our trailer, if you've had our food, you've dealt with us, you know you're not just another number at the window. Right. You know, if we have time, we hop out the trailer and make sure everybody's good. You know, unfortunately right now, and it's been like this for some time, it's been hard to find good help. Yeah. You know, and you can't expect.
You're jumping the gun on me a little bit, because that was my next question is, do you guys have any employees, or is it just you and your wife?
It's just family.
And so have you guys ever thought about expanding to another truck? And when it comes to the process of finding another, like, yeah, sure, you go swipe the card, get another truck. But what is the process like of trying to find help? Because I see on Facebook, and this is, I guess this is kind of shitty, but anyways, you see all these people that cry and bitch that, you know, there's nowhere out there to work, but then there's job opportunities that come up. You know, like you see other food trucks hiring, you know, make $300 a day. Mm-hmm. But yet you'll see them struggling with 2 people in there because people don't want to go work. You know, you can bitch and moan that you're not making any money, but I feel like right now, even with the economy being so bad, there's so many ways to get out there and get after it and work, and people are just afraid of doing the job.
Yeah. So, man, you know, you can hire people to do this and do that, but at the end of the day, they're just not going to put the same love and quality into the food.
Nobody loves what you do more than you. That's what I've learned.
Right. So yeah, as of right now, we just mostly family. That's it.
Yeah, that's smart.
That's what's kept Nita's kitchen alive, is just, you know, that good love and quality going out the window.
Yeah. What is quality control for you guys? Do you guys do a lot of quality control? Because I know there's other food trucks that just whip it out the window. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, man. If I could...
You might as well go on and tell the story, because I done heard it 3 times already.
I will tell y'all this. I couldn't tell you how many freaking quesadillas get thrown away. There's been a couple times that we've been slammed and I had to fill in on the grill and I overcooked them. And, you know, and my wife Anna, man, I love and appreciate her. Even though sometimes it's like, what, are you serious? I would eat that. It's like, okay, well, you put it on a plate, put it to the side and you eat it, but that's not going out of my window.
Yeah, when you need that 3:89 a.m. snack.
Yeah.
So what are you guys' hours of operations? Have you guys learned, like, not to open at 7 a.m. or do you guys do breakfast? Like, how do you guys do it?
So most events we do breakfast. We're usually open by 7:30. You know, we're usually getting the last guys going in to lay down for for a little while, get some rest, so they want something to eat. Well, we do breakfast. Our breakfast is really a pretty good, pretty good seller because everybody likes the handmade tortillas and all that. That's
Right.
That's another thing. We get the corn tortillas for the street tacos made. We get the flour tortillas made. Like, it's just a process.
So you guys make all your tortillas from scratch?
Well, we have them made, yeah, and everything's pretty much made from scratch.
I appreciate that guy not coming through here romping with his music on.
Right. Yeah, like I said, I go back to, it's not something you'll find on a grocery store shelf.
Right. Yeah, at first I didn't really know. I've only... Yeah, we're literally out here in the wild at Mudapalooza in northern Alabama, or Louisiana. I mean, it feels a little bit like Alabama, but not quite. Everybody got too much teeth for Alabama. I'm just kidding. I didn't really know much about you guys coming into this Mud Nationals, and then after hanging out with you guys for a while, and shout out Mark at ATM Forged.
Yeah, that's...
they brought us over to you guys because usually I just do Hillbilly Shack. It's quick, easy, whoop, in, gone. Yeah. But sitting down, hanging out with you guys, getting the whole experience. The only thing y'all are missing really is them big old white tents that have the doors and the windows. If you guys did one of those and put an air conditioner in that thing, holy hell.
Take it to a whole nother...
Woo! Talk about hospitality.
So, funny thing is that the tent that we use does have windows and...
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Get a little portable AC, another generator. Yeah. But then how do you get people to leave? That's the question.
Right.
Because look at restaurants, right? You go sit down at a restaurant, and everybody will have that one drink that lasts them 4.5 hours, and then you got a line of people waiting to be seated at the restaurant. So how do you get people to leave? You put AC in that thing.
Right. Yeah. No, it definitely would be crazy. That'd be an amenity at the freaking park that I think everybody would enjoy just too much. Yeah.
So being in the off-road community for as long as you have been, what are some of the things that you've seen either rise or fall in the since COVID, we'll say? Threw you a little curveball there.
Well, I could say that I have seen the mudding community grow since COVID.
Yeah.
COVID, everything really shut down. Everybody was locked in, all that jazz. Nobody had nothing to do.
Yeah.
So I feel like sales on units kind of fell a little bit because of COVID, at first, but then, so they started bringing the prices down. What did everybody start doing? Buying bikes.
Yeah.
Hitting them mud parks, because that was the only places that weren't closed. Water parks were closed. Amusement parks were closed. You couldn't do anything. What was the next best thing? Mud park. And it's been like that since.
I'm a COVID enthusiast. I've only been in the game since COVID.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did. When I first started, 32-inch tire was huge.
Yeah.
And I remember picking up my first set of 32s, and I was like, man, I'm gonna ride this thing forever. XP 1000 32-inch tires. About 6 months later, I was like, man, I gotta do something better. And then I went to 35s on XP 1000. It was so underpowered. It rode like shit. It was terrible. Yeah. And then after 3 years, then we grew to this thing here.
Well, I mean, you got everybody. I mean, I'm still on 32s on both of my bikes.
You ever have any plans to go big with this thing? No. At least like a 40?
To be honest, if I go big like that, I'm probably going mega.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though, so that brings me into the next topic, right? Like, you see all these mega side-by-sides, like Mark's got one, Kevin's got one, but they're limited to like Sabine.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't really ride it anywhere else. Like, does that make you nervous at all? Like, you won't be able to go ride it?
Not at all. And the reason why I say that is because I don't plan on traveling, several states over just to go ride it. You know.
Yeah, well,
I can stay.
you know what?
Texas, Louisiana, I'll be good.
Some of us aren't blessed like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I drive 15 hours to go ride.
Well, I mean, to be frankly honest with you, we were supposed to be in North Carolina. This weekend. We were supposed to be down there at Deep Creek. Our whole group had plans to be here.
So we're actually in Louisiana at Mudapalooza right now doing this podcast. And pretty much everybody that we know is in North Carolina, which is conveniently 6 hours closer to home for me. But with the kids, I didn't think a 2-day race was going to be their cup of tea.
Right.
But I'm glad you all came out here.
Oh, for sure. We got to sit here and link up.
Yeah. So did you have any cool experiences here at Muddy Bottoms?
Man, yesterday, Purple Trail.
Yeah? How was that?
It was fun.
And shout out Bottomless Trails. Those guys took us on a tour of something that I didn't think we were going to see here, because we rode Friday for a while, but we did not do anything like yesterday's trail riding. But they took us on a path, and luckily Bryce, I think his name's Bryson, Blake's son, he was able to help you guys get winched out of that one spot. I think if you would have hit it with a little more speed, you'd have been all right.
Yeah, I probably would have. The thing was, I slowed down, and as soon as I hit that dip, that was it. I was done. My wheels were just spinning and swimming.
Yep.
We got some fun moments from yesterday, that's for sure. I ended up on my backside.
I was wondering if you were going to talk about it.
Man, you know, it didn't hurt. I don't know. The layer of mud that I landed on felt like you were landing on a freaking, like a badass mattress.
I remember looking at my kids, turning around, and by then you were standing up, and all I seen was mud. I was like, oh no.
I was looking straight up at the sky. Did anybody see that? Let me roll over real quick.
And then I look at your wife, and all of a sudden I see a big ass smile, and she goes, I got it on camera.
Hey, maybe she'll send you that clip to add to the video.
Oh no, you guys got to post that on Nita's kitchen, and hopefully it's a viral moment. Like when you forget to lock your Crocs in 4-wheel drive at the mud park. That'd be a hit.
You know, after I kind of slipped the first time, and I was good.
Yeah,
I should have turned around and went back. But I said, okay, I might be all right. I continued forward and ended up on the ground.
Hey, it happens.
Yeah, for sure.
So, with all the mud parks you've been to, what is your favorite off-road park?
I mean, they got me with this one, brother.
Really?
They say it's the Disneyland of mud parks, and so far, all the parks that I've been to, this is by far the one that I'm really happy to have come to.
Yeah, so if you go back and you watch the episode with like Houston Motorsports, or the one with Blake, Bottomless Trails, Jacob Castleall with West Tennessee Mutters, everybody told me in every single podcast, well, I won't say every single, I would say 50% of the podcast, everybody said, if you make it to Muddy Bottoms, your idea of a mud park will change. Because this is the Disney park of mud parks. And so far, I can't say that they're wrong. I mean, the main trails here are super smooth.
No.
The amenities are awesome. There's mud if you want to get into it. I don't know about the party. I ain't experienced that yet. Mm-hmm. You know, like, we all know what happens out at Bird Pond at Sabine.
Yeah.
You know, in the middle of the night. So that's the only thing here that I haven't gotten to see yet. And I also think that Deep Creek in North Carolina, I think that hurt the attendance here this weekend as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know. We probably had 100 different people that were coming out here with us. That was the original plan, and then they switched plans last minute and ended up over at Deep Creek.
Yeah.
And we, to be honest, up until Friday, we almost ended up there too.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all came out here. This was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll go out, do some more riding today. Send it Saturday. Well, send it Sunday, really. Yeah. Because we got the extra day for Memorial Day. Yeah. And thank you to all of our service members for giving the ultimate sacrifice so we could have a 4-day weekend and enjoy all these freedoms of, you know, drinking before noon at a mud park.
Yeah, for sure, man. You know, thank them for their service, and you know, America wouldn't be what it is without them.
Right. So I think my last question before we wrap this up is, do you guys foresee yourself doing this more full-time, getting to ride and cook, or cook and ride,
Man,
however you want to work it?
You know, that's kind of one of those things that the two things are going to have to stay separate. When we go cook, sometimes we try to, you know, get in a little bit of ride afterwards, but sometimes that's not the case. Thankfully so far, every year that we've been to Sabine, we've usually gotten in a position to have free time by like mid-afternoon Saturday to get to go ride with everybody.
Yeah.
And you know, I think that's what a lot of people really love about us, is that, you know, again, they're not just another number at the window. You know, we try to spend as much time with everybody as possible. Try to show that love to everybody, you know, like, hey, Nita's Kitchen is out here on the trails with us too, you know, like they're not just worried about serving somebody out their window.
I will say the coolest thing that's happened since knowing you all was actually yesterday afternoon. The Green Bay Packer that we ran into in the trails knew you guys because of your food at Mud Nationals, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be Edrin Cooper, Green Bay Packers. Good guy, really good guy, real humble guy.
Yeah, super cool, and can't wait to see what you guys do next.
Yep, for sure.
Oh, more people rolling out. All right, well, I think this wraps up this episode of In the Wild, and oh dang, he ain't got no front wheels on that thing. All right, well, here's another episode of In the Wild, and thank you so much for sitting down and hanging out with me.
For sure, for sure.
Let's go enjoy some trails.
Let's do it.